Ladies and gentlemen, in life there is a profound strength in silence, especially when it comes to your plans, strategies, and ambitions. The tendency to share everything we are doing, especially in a world fueled by social media, can dilute our efforts and even invite unnecessary interference. Instead of broadcasting your moves, focus on doing the work and let your results speak for themselves. This mindset has empowered some of the greatest successes in history. Here are 6 key principles to embrace the power of discretion. Protecting your vision is one of the most vital steps you can take when pursuing your goals. Your vision represents the unique ideas and aspirations you have for your future. And not everyone will understand or value them. Sharing your plans with the wrong people can expose your dreams to unnecessary criticism or skepticism, which can weaken your confidence and disrupt your momentum. When you guard your vision, you give yourself the freedom to nurture it in its early, vulnerable stages, allowing it to grow strong and resilient before presenting it to the world. There is a certain vulnerability in sharing your ideas too soon. When you tell others about your plans, especially those who may not share your perspective, they might project their doubts, fears, or limitations onto your vision. Statements like, "That won't work," or "That's too risky," can create seeds of self-doubt that take root in your mind, even if your original idea was sound. It's not because people intend harm. Often they respond from their own experiences and limitations. However, their doubts can still affect your confidence if you're not careful. Protecting your vision shields you from these influences and allows you to maintain clarity and focus. Another reason to keep your plans closed is that premature exposure can drain the excitement and energy that fuel your actions. When you discuss your ideas with others, especially in detail, it can create a false sense of accomplishment. The act of talking about your goals might trick your brain into thinking you've already made progress, reducing your drive to take actual steps toward achieving them. Silence preserves the emotional and mental energy that you can direct toward executing your vision rather than merely describing it. Protecting your vision also helps you avoid unnecessary distractions and keeps you on track. When you share your plans openly, you open the door to unsolicited advice, alternative opinions, or even direct interference. Well-meaning friends or colleagues may suggest changes to your ideas, causing you to second-guess yourself or deviate from your original path. While feedback can be valuable, it's most helpful when sought intentionally and at the right time, not when your ideas are still taking shape. By keeping your vision private, you ensure that your efforts remain aligned with your original intent. Moreover, when you guard your vision, you create an environment where your results speak louder than your words. This approach allows your success to be the proof of your capabilities rather than relying on promises or explanations. People are naturally drawn to tangible outcomes. And when they see what you've accomplished without prior discussion, it creates a sense of intrigue and respect. Your results become undeniable, and you don't have to justify or explain your journey to anyone. Protecting your vision also reinforces your independence and self-reliance. When you keep your plans private, you rely on your own belief, discipline, and creativity to bring them to life. This self-sufficiency builds resilience, teaching you to trust your instincts and capabilities even when external validation is absent. Over time, this practice strengthens your confidence and makes you less reliant on the opinions or approval of others. In conclusion, your vision is one of your most precious assets, and it deserves protection. By keeping it private, you shield it from criticism, preserve your energy, and maintain control over its direction. Remember, not everyone needs to know what you're working on. The most successful people often operate quietly, allowing their results to do the talking. Protect your vision fiercely, work on it diligently, and unveil it proudly when the time is right. When you guard your dreams, you give them the space and strength to flourish, and that's when they truly have the power to change your life. When you tell others about your plans, especially before they're fully realized, you inadvertently create expectations that might not align with your journey. Expectations can be both motivating and burdensome, but the weight of external expectations can be overwhelming, especially if you feel pressure to meet them before you're ready. When others know what you're attempting to do, they often form opinions about how, when, or why it should happen. The more you share, the more these external expectations start to influence your path, and this can derail you from your true course. Managing expectations, especially those that come from outside influences, is crucial if you want to remain focused on your personal journey and avoid unnecessary distractions. Telling people too much about your plans can create a sense of urgency that isn't yours. You may feel that you must deliver on promises or meet timelines, not because they're part of your own natural process, but because of the expectations others have placed on you. The more you share, the more others will hold you accountable for delivering what you said you would. But if you haven't fully thought through your approach or developed a strategy, these pressures can overwhelm you and may even cause you to abandon or rush the process to meet someone else's idea of success. When you keep your plans to yourself, you don't have the pressure of other people's timelines and can move forward at your own pace. This freedom enables you to think, adjust, and refine your approach without worrying about letting others down. Moreover, when you avoid sharing your plans prematurely, you avoid unnecessary judgment. People are quick to express opinions, and not all feedback is constructive. Some people will express concern, others will give advice, and some may even dismiss your ideas altogether. While some feedback is valuable, much of it can create confusion or self-doubt, particularly when you're not yet confident in your idea. When you're still figuring things out, opinions can cloud your clarity and make you second-guess your direction. The more you share, the more potential you have for encountering these distractions, and the more difficult it becomes to stick to your true purpose. By focusing inward, you preserve your focus and minimize the influence of external opinions, allowing you to refine your plan and push forward without distraction. Keeping your plans private also protects your sense of autonomy. When you share too much with others, you risk giving them a stake in your journey. This can lead to well-intentioned interference or people taking ownership of your process, often without understanding the full context or scope of what you're trying to achieve. Their involvement, even if it comes from a place of care, can divert your focus and take away from the sense of ownership you have over your own journey. By keeping your plans to yourself, you allow yourself to maintain full control over the decisions you make, the steps you take, and the direction you choose to follow. This autonomy empowers you to act with confidence and clarity without worrying about other people's influence on your course. The beauty of keeping your plans private is that it gives you space to evolve without external judgment or pressure. As you work through your plans, refine your strategies, and adapt to challenges, you need the mental space to evolve organically. If you're constantly explaining or defending your plans, you may find it difficult to pivot or adjust when necessary. Remaining silent about your plans creates a safe space for experimentation and growth. You can make mistakes, learn from them, and improve without the added pressure of answering to others or defending your actions. Over time, this allows you to hone your skills, develop your strategies, and become more confident in your decisions without feeling the need to explain yourself. Furthermore, when you focus on your journey and refrain from sharing your plans prematurely, you preserve the energy you need to execute your goals. Talking about your plans can drain your enthusiasm and give a false sense of progress. It's easy to feel like you've accomplished something just by discussing it, but action is what truly brings results. When you keep your focus on the work itself rather than talking about it, you conserve your energy for the tasks that will actually lead you to success. Action is what creates the momentum you need to push forward, and by reserving your energy for that, you ensure that you stay on track and keep building towards your goals. In conclusion, avoiding sharing your plans with others before they are fully developed is a powerful tool for maintaining focus, protecting your energy, and staying true to your vision. When you keep your goals private, you allow yourself the freedom to grow, adjust, and evolve without unnecessary pressure or interference. You give yourself the space to focus on execution, not explanations. Protecting your plans ensures that you have the autonomy to make decisions that align with your true vision and ultimately creates a path to success that is entirely yours. Let your actions and results speak for themselves. And remember that silence is often the most powerful statement you can make. When you share your ideas, plans, or goals with others, you risk opening the door to unsolicited opinions, advice, and even competition. It's natural for people to want to offer feedback or suggest alternatives, but often these external opinions can divert you from your original vision. They may not have the full understanding of your goals, the unique challenges you face, or the personal motivations driving you. In fact, well-meaning advice or criticism can cloud your judgment, lead you to second-guess your approach, or even make you question the path you've chosen. By keeping your plans to yourself, you can avoid these distractions and focus entirely on executing your vision, without the constant barrage of external influence. The moment you tell people what you're doing, especially when you're still in the early stages of your journey, you expose yourself to potential interference. People will unknowingly introduce their own biases or misconceptions about what you should or shouldn't be doing based on their own experiences and beliefs. While some suggestions might be valuable, many can make you feel confused or uncertain. It can be easy to start feeling that perhaps you should adjust your plans to fit what others believe is best. But in doing so, you risk diluting your unique vision and deviating from the path that is most authentic to you. When you keep your ideas to yourself, you retain full control over your decisions and your direction, allowing your instincts and judgment to guide you instead of the opinions of others. Additionally, when you keep your plans private, you prevent competition from arising before you're even ready. In today's world, there are countless people with similar ideas or ambitions. The more you share about your goals and projects, the more likely it is that someone might take your idea and run with it before you even get the chance to implement it. By keeping your vision to yourself, you maintain a competitive advantage, giving yourself time to build and execute your plans without the risk of someone else beating you to the punch. Competition can be healthy, but there is a difference between friendly competition and losing your edge, because someone else got wind of your idea before you had the chance to act on it. Silence gives you the space to focus on your work without having to worry about others stepping in prematurely. Another reason to keep your plans private is the element of surprise. When you do eventually share your results, whether it's a product, a service, or a personal achievement, the impact is greater because people didn't see it coming. There's a certain power in revealing something when it's fully formed and ready to be appreciated. If you share your plans too early, you lose the element of surprise. People's expectations may grow. And if you don't meet them, you risk disappointing them or even feeling like you failed. But when you work in silence, you can build your achievements and then reveal them when the time is right. This approach allows you to impress others with the scope and quality of your work, and it allows your success to speak for itself, free from the pressure of constant validation. By keeping your ideas to yourself, you also protect your mental and emotional energy. Talking about your plans or projects constantly can create unnecessary stress and anxiety. You might start feeling that you have to defend your decisions or justify why you're doing something in a certain way. This mental clutter can take away from the energy you need to actually do the work. Instead of explaining yourself, focus on the tasks at hand and put your energy into making things happen. The more you talk about what you want to do, the less energy you have left to actually do it. By keeping your plans private, you conserve your mental energy, giving you more clarity, focus, and motivation to work towards your goals. Finally, keeping your plans to yourself allows you to build a strong sense of independence. You are in control of your vision and your journey. You make decisions based on your values, your goals, and your perspective without the need to seek approval or validation from others. This independence fosters confidence in your own abilities and your own judgment. It teaches you to trust yourself, to rely on your intuition, and to move forward with assurance. By not needing to tell others what you are doing, you embrace the power of working quietly and diligently behind the scenes, developing a sense of pride in your work, and letting your results speak louder than your words ever could. In conclusion, keeping your plans private is a strategy that can safeguard your vision, protect your mental energy, and allow you to work with focus and clarity. It eliminates distractions and unsolicited advice, allowing you to work on your terms and at your own pace. The power of silence lies in its ability to give you the space to develop, grow, and build something truly remarkable, all while avoiding unnecessary external influence or competition. When you finally unveil your work, your results will be the loudest statement you can make. When you talk too much about your plans, you risk creating a false sense of progress. It is easy to get caught up in the excitement of sharing ideas with others, thinking that just by talking about them, you're somehow moving forward. However, this can be incredibly deceptive. The reality is that the work and effort required to bring those plans to life is where real progress happens, not in the conversations or the presentations. By constantly discussing what you want to do, you convince yourself that you're making progress when in fact you're only building the illusion of accomplishment. The key to real success lies in focusing on execution rather than explanations. Talking about your ideas or projects often gives a sense of satisfaction. It feels good to express what you're planning, and it provides validation from others. However, the more you talk, the less you actually do. Each time you share your plans, you get a bit of the external acknowledgement or attention that gives the illusion of progress. But this attention can be distracting. It takes away from the energy and focus that could be better spent working on the actual steps needed to achieve your goals. If you want to succeed, you must be honest with yourself about the difference between talk and action. It's easy to get lost in the excitement of sharing ideas, especially when others react positively or express interest. But the truth is that those reactions often do not propel you forward. Compliments or encouragements may feel good, but they do not help you execute your vision. What truly helps you achieve success is putting in the hard work, effort, and time to make your ideas a reality. If you spend too much time talking, you may never actually get around to doing the necessary work. This false sense of accomplishment keeps you in a cycle of talking and never doing. The solution is to prioritize action over words. When you focus more on execution, the work itself becomes your validation. You don't need to explain or justify what you're doing to anyone, because your actions will speak louder than any words ever could. The less you talk about your plans, the more you have the opportunity to work on them quietly, diligently, and consistently. Over time, your results will serve as the proof of your abilities, and they will be far more impressive than any explanation or conversation could ever be. Results carry weight, and they create lasting impact. Words are fleeting, but the tangible outcomes of your work leave a legacy. By allowing your achievements to speak for themselves, you shift the focus away from talking and place it on delivering real results. Another reason to focus on execution and not explanations is that it protects your energy. Talking about your plans, especially in the early stages, can drain your enthusiasm and leave you feeling mentally fatigued. The excitement of discussing your vision may feel like you've already done a lot of the work, but in reality, it leaves less mental energy available for the critical steps needed to bring those ideas to life. If you want to maintain focus and momentum, it's essential to conserve your energy for action. Each time you talk about your plans without executing them, you give away a portion of your enthusiasm that could otherwise fuel your productivity. Moreover, talking about your plans can also expose you to unnecessary scrutiny or doubt. People will offer their opinions whether you want them or not, and not all feedback will be constructive. Some people will doubt your abilities or suggest that your ideas aren't good enough. This external judgment can be detrimental to your progress, especially when you're in the early stages of working on something important. If you keep your plans to yourself, you can avoid this kind of feedback, which can undermine your confidence and throw you off course. Instead of worrying about how others perceive your progress, focus solely on your own journey and the work in front of you. Lastly, when you keep your plans to yourself and focus solely on executing them, you create the space for personal growth. You become more accustomed to working without seeking external validation, which builds self-reliance and confidence. Over time, you'll start to trust your own abilities and judgment more, and you will no longer need the approval or acknowledgement from others to feel that your work is meaningful. This internal validation will carry you further than any external praise ever could, because it's rooted in your own belief in yourself. You will come to understand that the work itself is the most important measure of success, not the words or praise that others may offer. In conclusion, it is crucial to understand that success is about action, not words. Talking about your plans can give you a temporary sense of satisfaction, but it doesn't bring you any closer to achieving your goals. Focus on execution instead of explanations, and let your actions be the testament to your ability and determination. By keeping your plans to yourself and putting in the hard work, you ensure that your results speak louder than anything you could say. Let your achievements be the proof of your efforts and the reflection of your true potential. When we talk about the journey of personal growth, one thing that often gets overlooked is the importance of pushing yourself to develop good habits. Good habits are the foundation upon which successful and fulfilled lives are built, and yet so many of us find it difficult to stick to them. This is because habits require discipline, consistency, and at times a great deal of effort. But here's the truth: no one else can make these habits for you, and they won't form themselves. You have to force yourself, especially in the beginning when it feels challenging. The key to success is not waiting for motivation to appear, but to take action despite the obstacles that may stand in your way. One of the main reasons good habits are so crucial is because they provide structure and consistency to our lives. When we form positive routines, we make decisions ahead of time and free ourselves from the mental burden of constantly having to make choices. For example, if you make a habit of exercising every morning, you don't have to think about whether or not you'll go to the gym that day. It's already decided. This is where the power of good habits lies. They create an autopilot mode in your life that allows you to use your energy and focus for other important matters. Without good habits, we can easily fall into a cycle of indecision, procrastination, or just spinning our wheels without moving forward. Building good habits, however, requires more than just deciding that you want to change. In the beginning, motivation is essential, but it fades quickly. This is where the real work begins. If you rely on motivation to build habits, you'll find that you only do things when you feel like it, which is not sustainable in the long run. Instead, force yourself to act even when you don't feel motivated. The first few days, weeks, or even months will be challenging, but as you keep pushing through, you'll begin to notice that your brain starts to rewire itself. Eventually, the good habit becomes a part of who you are. It no longer feels like a chore, but becomes something that you do automatically. At that point, you have mastered it. It's important to understand that good habits don't happen overnight. This is where the concept of delayed gratification comes into play. Developing a positive habit takes time, and the results are not always immediate. In fact, you may feel like you're not making progress at first, but that's simply because change takes time. When you commit to a good habit, you're investing in your future self. Whether it's waking up early, eating healthier, or dedicating time to read or learn something new, the payoff comes later. But if you stick to it long enough, you will see significant improvements in your life that you could never have anticipated at the beginning.